announced. He scored some
For
important
your first season as well, for Leao. That's not bad.
goals that season as well, like scoring against Caen to get a 1-0 victory, and also getting a goal and an assist in a 4-0 home win against rivals OGC Nice.
How Rafael Leao became a football sensation. Without wasting any more time, guys,
Rafael Leao is one of
let's
the
get
best and
straight
most
into
underrated
it.
wingers in the world right now. His journey is incredible, with him coming from a harsh environment in Portugal to then becoming an important player for one of Europe's top clubs, AC Milan. Now, Rafael Leao has faced many obstacles so far in his life and his career. However, he has persevered through and has emerged as a top talent for both club and country. So,
As we said in previous videos, when it comes to the best wingers in the world, especially now that Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar are gone, my list goes something like Mbappe, of course, has to be in that list. Kvaratskhelia has to be in that list. Vinicius Jr. has to be on that list. And then you kind of begin to take your picks between the Sakas, the Rafael Leaos, the Marcus Rashfords, and I'm just glad Rafael Leao is now in those types of conversations.
how did Rafael Leao come out of nowhere and establish himself as the next big thing in football? Well, let's take a look at the rise of Leao's career. Rafael Leao was born on June 10th, 1999 in Almada, Portugal. However, he grew up in Barrio de Jamaica, an impoverished and poor area.
Look, for you guys that don't know, if you watch the PC footy, you know
in a
I'm
poor
from
area
Portugal.
within the country. Leao spoke about his childhood, saying that Leao was born on June 10th, 1999 in Almada, Portugal. However, he grew up in Barrio de Jamaica.
That's it. Right here. This borough, this hood is like one of, I want to say worst, but it's not really worse, but just like, so you know, it's just one of the worst situations you can grow up in, especially when we're talking about the Lisbon area. So Leao, when I found out Leao came back from this area, like my respect for him went up much more, because to make it out of a situation like that and reach the heights that he's been able to reach in football is just, as I said, round of applause, man. Round of applause. Just astonishing to say the least.
An impoverished and poor area within the country. Leao spoke about his childhood, saying that he felt invisible in the area he grew up in, and it felt like there was no way out from poverty. However, in hindsight, he was definitely wrong, because he made it out through football, obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, Rafael Leao was seen as an extremely top talent as a kid, and the prestigious Academy of Sporting Lisbon, the team that developed Cristiano Ronaldo, took notice and signed Leao when he was only 9 years old. However, despite his footballing talent, his life was still difficult. He had long train rides with his father just to get to the training ground, and Leao also said he sometimes saw his father looking for extra ways to bring in money and food just so Leao could continue his dream of playing football. His family believed in him and knew that Leao could be their way out of poverty. And Leao has also said that he's super grateful for his family's trust in him. Moving on, Rafael Leao stuck with Sporting throughout his entire academy career. Then, when he was with the U17s, one of Leao's coaches, Luis Martins, spoke about Leao, and he said a lot of kind things about him. In fact, Martins worked with Ronaldo around the same age of where Leao was at. And
that's another thing that, you know, watching the Portuguese league, watching Leao coming through the ranks, something that definitely annoyed me very much was as a Benfica fan, or even as any fan, like you can relate to. For example, if you support Real Madrid, you see these young Barcelona talent coming through. If you support Liverpool, you see the young Man United talent coming through. It's just watching your rivals team being able to come up with such talent is just one of the worst feelings as a football fan. But with Leao, we got to the point where he was so good that my criticism for him and me not liking him kind of went away very, very quickly, because it's just one of those situations where it's just like, this guy's extremely talented. Me not liking them because they play for a rival club is just nonsense. So that's kind of the relationship I had with Leao right at the start when he was coming through for Sporting.
Martins spoke about both of the players, saying that they were both very different, with Ronaldo always putting in the extra work, while Leao worked hard but didn't put the extra hours after training, but he still showed a lot of his talent on the pitch. Regardless, apparently a lot of youth coaches at Sporting said that Leao had the talent that Cristiano Ronaldo had. However, in Leao's later years at Sporting, he didn't necessarily perform badly, but he didn't explode on the scene either. He just did decent for the U teams and was showing steady progress, nothing too out of the ordinary. Rafael Leao was then promoted to the B team and only played a handful of matches for them before he was fully promoted to the first team. That's when, for the senior squad, he managed to make 5 senior appearances for Sporting, scoring 2 goals and getting 1 assist. Also,
in 5 games, especially this goal that he scored against Porto, like right off the bat, like scoring against Porto in one of the biggest games of the season, coming off the bench, come on. Come on, yo. This guy was nice. You knew it from the start. Again, if you watch Leon coming through the ranks, you knew he was nice from the start. It's just that question where you have a lot of players that have been named the next Ronaldo, the next Messi, or that have the same type of talent. And I'll be fair to these academy managers, because from a talent perspective, the difference between a young 17, 18 years old Ronaldo and Messi and some of these players, the gap isn't massive. It's just what Ronaldo and Messi were able to do afterwards is what really makes them, so great. But with Leon, quickly, like, bro, 3 goal contributions in your first 5 games at that young age, again scoring against Porto. Like, if you're watching Leon at the time, you knew this guy was ready for big things. You just knew.
His 2 goals made him the youngest ever goal scorer for the club. Now, getting 3 goal contributions in your first 5 professional games is not bad for the teenager. Leao was definitely showing off his talent, and Sporting were probably excited to have him progress with their team. However, even though Rafael Leao spent around a decade with the Sporting Academy and was starting to get some senior appearances for the first time, he had an agreement with the club to terminate his contract. Why would Leao do that? Well, in May 2018, a mob of about 50 supporters.
And we're going to stop it right here, because I don't get to speak about the Portuguese league enough, and this moment right here. So a bit of context, because Nabuto goes on to explain, but I'll give a bit of context. So what happened was, Sporting have this team that have underperformed for years, and this Sporting, they haven't won the title in like 14 years at the time, and they kept finishing second in the league to either Benfica or Porto. They came close to winning like cup competitions, but then they would lose in the final. And at this time, it's like the Sporting fans had enough. They went into the training grounds. They went to the changing rooms. They knew where the players were. They went in there and they just started beating up players. And bro, that was national headlines for like 2 months straight. 2 months straight, like headlines for 2 months straight in Portugal. And yeah, Sporting just said to the players, you can terminate your contracts if you want to. Then, of course, that's what Leon ended up doing it, then moving up to Lille.
Attacked Sporting players and staff at the training facility, with the reason apparently being that Sporting choked a Champions League qualification spot that they should have easily gotten. After this,
and it wasn't just the Champions League spot; it was the years. Again, I'm not trying to excuse Sporting fans, like in any way, shape or form. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, however, the reason why it just came from years and years of frustration from these fans. It came from this team constantly underperforming, and the fans just had enough.
A lot of the players were allowed to terminate their contracts, and Rafael Leao ended up being one of them. That's when in August 2018, Leao made the decision to join the French club Lille on a free transfer, signing on a 5-year deal. There was some controversy with this deal. Sporting claimed that they were owed a transfer fee and even took this issue to FIFA. Not only that, Leao's transfer initially wasn't approved by Ligue 1 due to sanctions on Lille for their financial troubles, and because of this, Leao wanted to cancel his contract with the French club. However, he was convinced to stay, and in late September, he was eventually validated by Ligue 1 to play for the team. Now in Rafael Leao's first season as a professional, and for Lille, he did pretty decent for a 19-year-old. In 26 games, he ended up getting 8 goals and 2 assists. That's not bad for a teenager, if I'm being honest.
10 goal contributions in 26 games isn't too bad.
He scored some important...
For your first season as well, for Lille, that's not bad,
goals that season as well, like scoring against Caen to get a 1-0 victory, and also getting a goal and an assist in a 4-0 home win against rivals OGC Nice. Rafael Leao's impressive performances also helped Lille finish second place and helped them qualify for the Champions League, which also definitely helped out the French club financially. However, even though Leao signed a 5-year contract and only played 1 year for the club, he decided to leave. That's because AC Milan's excellent scouting team took notice of Leao and knew that he possessed world-class talent, despite only having 1 professional season under his belt. That didn't matter for Milan though, because in the summer of...
Again, if you're looking at Leao, especially at those years, the player profile, if you know ball, you're looking at this winger who has pace. Leao has pace for days. Who's around 6'1", 6'2". That helps. You're looking at Leao's pause for a second. You're looking at Leao's physical definition. You're looking like, well, this guy, he's already kind of built for his age. Again, pause. But for his age, looking at the way the shoulders are coming out, the guy physically, he already has attributes, whether it comes to pace or strength, that are like beyond his years. You're looking at the technical ability, again, being compared to a guy like Ronaldo. Now he's able to get goals, 8 goals in 26 games for your first season for Lille. AC Milan did the business correctly, man. AC Milan knew what they were doing. They were cooking.
2019, Leao signed for the Italian Giants for a fee of 35 million euros and also a 20% sell-on clause. And with Rafael Leao joining Milan, he was finally able to play Champions League football. And speaking about the Champions League, the crew of Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, and Micah Richards on Paramount Plus is hilarious. I feel bad for the people who don't live in the US because they can't watch this iconic crew. Unless that's where Surfshark comes in, a VPN service that basically
W plug. I'll leave the link to Nabuto's video in the description if you're not going and watch this afterwards, but we're just going to skip this part quickly and carry on.
Surfshark for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back to where we left off about Rafael Leao joining AC Milan. Even though Leao had the talent, he struggled in his first 2 seasons at AC Milan. In his first season for Milan in the 1920 campaign, he only managed to get 6 goals and 3 assists in 33 games. Then in the 2020
Again, as a Leao, as someone who really liked Leao at the time, I was looking at the performances, I was looking at the numbers, and I was like, this is those times. I was like, he's just one of those players that was labeled as the next Ronaldo, the next Messi, and just didn't have the continuity. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong, but that was kind of like the spot I was in. A lot of people were in at the time, especially in Portugal and stuff, because you want this young player to succeed. You know that Ronaldo won't be able to play forever. You need him to come through. You need Felix to come through, and that just for maybe like the jump was too quick. It was too much for him.
21 campaign, he only got 7 goals and 6 assists in 40 games. Now Leao was really young, and to be honest, he still is. But AC Milan were definitely expecting a better player off the bat. However, Milan didn't get that, and Leao recognized this and spoke about his struggles, stating that he was having a hard time adapting to the Milan life, and he was also struggling dealing with the pressure of playing for a gigantic club like Milan. However, in the 21-22 season, Rafael Leao finally exploded onto the scene, and a huge reason for this was
came out cooking this season, bro. Came out cooking.
was actually because of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Real quick before we talk about the influence of Zlatan on Leao, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it and it means a lot, so thank you. Anyways, back to topic, the legendary Swedish striker took Leao under his wing and taught him a lot about the sport. Ibra taught him things like the importance of asking for help and staying focused even off the pitch. Zlatan even spoke about his experience with Rafael Leao, saying when the Portuguese player first joined, he couldn't get through to him. However, in the preseason training before the 21-22 campaign went underway, something clicked and Leao started to take off after taking Ibra's advice seriously. In this campaign, he got 14 goals and 12 assists in 42 games, which is a huge improvement compared to his
26 goal contributions in 42 games compared to what? 10 in 40 the previous year? W Leao. Again, came out cooking. And then he's just gonna go on to improve year after year from now on.
First 2 seasons at Milan. He scored some really important goals for Milan as well, scoring in the 1-0 win over Fiorentina, making him the youngest Portuguese player to score at least 10 goals in a single Serie A campaign. He also ended up providing 2 assists to Tonali in the 3-1 comeback victory against Hellas Verona, which helped AC Milan overtake rivals Inter at the top of the Serie A table. Then, near the end of the season, he provided a hat-trick of assists against Sassuolo, and this helped AC Milan win their first Serie A title in 11.
Crucial in that AC Milan comeback to win the title. Crucial player. Crucial.
Years. Due to Leao's impressive performances, he was awarded the Serie A MVP award for the 21-22 season and also established himself
crazy player of the season. Big numbers. Player of the season. Love to see it.
As one of the best dribblers in Serie A and also the 3rd best dribbler in Europe, behind players like Vinicius Jr. and Alan Saint-Maximin. Now before we get to the 22-23 season for Leao with Milan, let's talk about the World Cup. Due to Leao's impressive performances for Milan in the season prior, and the fact that a couple of Portugal's top attackers like Pedro Neto and Diego Jota were ruled out to injury, Rafael Leao got the call to represent his country at the tournament. Now
he was gonna get the call regardless. Whether Jota was healthy or Neto was healthy, Leao was going to be in that team regardless. He had to, bro. He had to be in that team regardless.
That Rafael Leao was practically one of the only Portuguese attackers in form in the 22-23 season.
Exactly.
Cristiano Ronaldo was barely playing for
bro. He was going to be in that team regardless. I promise you that.
Manchester United. João Felix wasn't doing so well with Atletico Madrid at the time, and Guedes wasn't doing so high either. Regardless though, Rafael Leao was used as a super sub throughout the tournament despite his sparkling form. He still played great though, with him getting an amazing goal against Ghana in a 3-2.
This is part of the reason why the manager got sacked. This is part of the reason why the manager got sacked.
victory for Portugal, and also scoring in the round 16 against Switzerland, where Portugal won 6-1. Portugal did end up disappointing against Morocco, but Leao could hold his head up high, with him getting 2 goals in very limited minutes at this tournament. Also, even though Leao barely played at this World Cup, he's still very young and is seen by all football fans to be the future of Portugal's attack for years to come. Back to the 22-23 campaign for AC Milan, Leao is performing well, with him having 14 goals and 12 assists in 42 games for the Italian Giants. So far this season, he won a Serie A goal of the month with his second goal against Inter in a 3-2 derby win. He also was selected as one of the 30 Ballon d'Or candidates for 2022, being placed 14th in the voting polls, which was the highest Portuguese player ranked in that voting list.
I want to say thank you to Leao, bro. This guy. Especially, like, I was a bit scared for our Portuguese attack, especially because with Ronaldo and how influential he was. I don't think I need to explain any of that. But it's like the passing of the torch. I thought João Felix was going to be that main player, but that guy has disappointed at Atletico Madrid. I still think Felix can make a comeback at Barcelona, but at the time, and a bit still now, Felix needs to do a lot more. But Leao, like, he's been putting us on his shoulders. Still a lot of international tournaments to come. But yeah, man, I just want to say Leao is making me still believe in that Portuguese national team.
Yeah, it wasn't Cristiano Ronaldo, it was Rafael Leao this time. Also around the same time, Leao won Serie A Player of the Month. Then AC Milan surprisingly thrashed league winners Napoli 4-0 away from home, which was Napoli's biggest defeat since the 2007-08 season, and Leao scored a goal in that game. Moving on to the Champions League in the away leg in the quarterfinals against Napoli, he had an incredible solo run, which saw him cap off an assist to Giroud, which secured his team's progress to the semifinal. He also won Man of the Match for that. However, AC Milan's legendary Champions League run ended because of their rivals Inter Milan in the semifinals. Yeah. However, I can't blame Leao because he had to miss that first leg due to injury, and that first leg cost Milan the final, to be honest. Regardless of Milan's misfortune this season, it's clear as day that Rafael Leao is an elite winger who will shine for AC Milan and Portugal for years to come. I also genuinely wouldn't be surprised if Rafael Leao eventually wins the Ballon d'Or either, because that's the potential level I see him at. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please
derby video again from Naruto. As per usual, I'll leave the link to Naruto's channel in the description. If you're gonna go show him some love afterwards, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, guys. Do all these things to please help me grow this channel. You're much appreciated, and I'll see you guys soon.